You have a couple of statements to make, couple of actions that came also with a lot of statements that different players made, different coaches made, and of course also clubs trying to push things work out wherever they are. Now, with all that, of course, a lot is expected. We also did see sad news coming in from of course, the Fiorentina game that was abandoned or postponed due to, of course, a player getting issues here and there, and a lot of things that probably went in there. So we're expecting a lot of discussions. We're expecting a lot of timelines. We're expecting a lot of course, performances that probably could be pushing in here and there. But you have a challenge with, of course, the dimension of the game, on how this would be coming through, on how, of course, you could be pushing things working there, with a couple of interesting stories regionally. You have a lot of also actions coming in from the local scene, probably also things that went through the expected moment. Now, the Uganda Premier League, or the Uganda Cup is one big thing that people are talking about, but you have also what is called as the regional league games that also went through, with a couple of teams that tried to see that they should be putting things in their right way. You did see teams like Arua Airfield probably trying to be walloped 6 goals, something that was very big for very many. It sounded so strange for very many, but it's normal in football. And then you look at also the actions in other games, because that was the first game on Friday, but Saturday also had also a couple of games that went through, and then we have games that also were played on Sunday. So those are some of the big things. Now let me start with the Sunday games that you did see, with also some few discussions. Now it is, I should say, it's something that is coming out for the team of Arua City, because they have two things that they have done. One, you've seen them push slowly and going further because of 1 or 2 regions that are meant to be about the team. We talk about how shaping the team is, and that is Aloro, because he has won one of the interim games as being the interim coach, and then he has also drawn once. That is after Atiku resigned, of course, said bye-bye to, that is the world of Arua City, and got himself, of course, balanced in there. Now, when we look at that, that shows you that this team is trying so much to shape up on how they need to push, on how things need to work, on how you have to, of course, organize your level. But still, you would say that there's challenge of how the teams coordinate. Now, the coordination is very key, because you have a lot of things that you need to push. You have a lot of things that you need to add onto the team. You have the team's tally of how, the team's assessment. Of course, the players, I should say, the players are poor yet. They're not to their level. They're not to that level that you could be expecting them to do something very, very interesting. So that means a lot is needed from this team. A lot is needed from the management of the team. A lot is needed from, that is the City Council itself, to see that this team really proves to be one of the teams that every other person will want to identify with. So, yeah, they got a draw yesterday against Kuluva, a game that, in fact, Kuluva got a draw against them because Kuluva was away. They came to, that is Police Grounds here, where Arua City has had to hold their games. They scored a very good goal, but later on, of course, you did also see the equalizers that came through. Things did not work out for, that is Arua City Football Club, to see that they get a maximum points. But all in all, I want to say that the teams are so much preparing, because there are still very many things that are coming through out. That is the games that are coming here and there. You have a lot of pushes that probably different teams would be looking into. Yes, a lot of expectations coming in there. So it is one of the biggest games. Remember, before that, you did see games like Pakwach having a game with Nebi Central. That game that you did see draw. You did see Kuluva that time that had a game with the Nebi Central. Yes, still their game that was with Nebi Central. Also, and Nebi Hot Springs. You did see that in Uganda Cup. So when they got off from there, they had to get into what is called the West Nile Regional League. And the regional league had a couple of things. Now, one of the interesting games that took my attention was the game between Alpha Rising Star and the team of Alpha Rising Star and that team of Nile Hippos. Nile Hippos is yet a new team that has just come, by the way. Very, very new. They've gotten to know what exactly they want. They are new entrants from Madiokolo. They are still pushing hard to see that, yes, the team has to really, really change things. The team needs to work out and see that things go well here and there. But I can tell you this was a very, very big encounter for them against, of course, the team of Leah or Alpha Rising, because Alpha has been a team that you've known that every time you go to Panduru, it's not as usual. They have always gotten to see that they win their games. They have always gotten to know that this is what they really need to push in there, because they're not lying badly on the table. But winning also big clubs, winning against giant clubs, they have been also in this league for quite a long time, means that they really, really needed to do a lot. But all in all, they couldn't really push it because a lot of expectations from different people, a lot of expectations undermining, I should say, came through. But the Nile Hippos really tried their level best to see that they get the right hands out of this team. After, of course, Alpha, after the team of Nebi Central beating team Arua Airfield 6 goals. Arua Airfield's next task is Nile Hippos that are held, of course, Leah or Alpha Rising Stars to a goalless draw. At a draw at that is in fact 1-1 all draw at Panduru Stadium. That means that you still have a lot of things to talk about. You still have a lot of chances to see where exactly the teams will be pushing, because it's not that as expected. So it's so challenging and it's so tough that we shall be waiting to see longer on how these teams probably will be doing, because the games still look to be very good. Elsewhere, you did see also the team of Andruvu that held the team of Koboko Rising Stars to a goalless, to a 2-2 draw. Tough encounter it was, tough expectations, tough of the games that also went in there, but Andruvu had to push and know that this is the way we are supposed to push. This is where we want to be. This is exactly what we need to execute to get the best out of that is the team. Andruvu is also a new entrant, by the way, a new entrant into the league. Koboko has been there in the league for quite a long time. Rising, of course, has been there. You've heard about Rising, and several times they've also done their part of what they need to do. But for today, for the weekend, they couldn't really get that maximum points against Andruvu, who are new entrants in the team. They were at home. Andruvu themselves were at home, in Maracha. So they really couldn't give any chance for that is Koboko Rising Star to overtake them. And indeed, that's one big thing that has happened, and it has worked out, it has helped, it has really proven to be a very good side. And I believe in case this continues, the consistency level continues, then you could be expecting a lot of things coming in from this team. But all in all, yeah, it wasn't the best for that is a team Koboko Rising Star that had thought it is the time for them to compete and make sure that things work out. So I want to say that's how it ended, and Regional League still continues with exciting games, with interesting games, and more over the accessibilities for different clubs to still penetrate through this game. So it's so challenging, it's so interesting, it's so wow. But all in all, I want to say that our teams in the Regional League are now shaping up. In fact, the table is even shaping up. The league is shaping up. So we're waiting to see how exactly this would be for such a team, because it's so interesting for the games to probably get underway. Not only that, there was also another game that, of course, took my attention, is the game between Ottoman Football Club that, of course, went, or you can say Yumbe Hotspurs, that went on to play against the team of course, they beat Okokoro. Yes, they beat Okokoro by 4 goals to 1. Okokoro has been an outstanding team, probably pushing well, but Ottoman had to prepare for this team for quite a long time, because they have not been winning all the ways, I should say, but they this time round prepared very well to see that, yes, it's the time that they can achieve and get some points, maximum points. A team coached by, that is Mr. Jarul Moses. When I tried interacting with him, he was like, yeah, it was the time now for them to also show, because they were at home at, that is, Boma Grounds. They needed to prove to, that is, the rest of the people that it can be, it can happen, and they can still be part of this winning team. So indeed, they have done a lot of things. They have put everything to work. They have done whatever is needed for such a team to progress, but all in all, it has been failing. They are still new entrants. Of course, you could be expecting them keep themselves into the league for this moment, and maybe do better next time, because that's what the coach told me. His target now is to see that the team does not go anywhere. The team should remain here, because he has been with the team in the in the 4th division for quite a long time, and he has brought the team now to regional league. So he needs to be given time to also address matters of this team. Slowly by slowly, he will reach where exactly the owners or the bosses need this team to be. So it's so interesting that they are looking into seeing that now teams need to come to this way. And indeed, I think it's going to be very good to see that if this team qualifies one day, yeah, praises will have to go to, that is the coach himself, Moses Jarul. And the target is to get, of course, into that is the FUFA Big League. FUFA Big League has a lot of challenges you could be expecting, because there are very, very many of them that you can look into. Expecting even to see that some teams may not be able to achieve whatever they did, because it is so tight. It has a lot of expenses. It has a lot of expectations from the fans. It has a lot of aggression or aggressiveness into this league. So you need really to do a lot to see that you maintain the players, you do everything and check on whatever is needed. So that's one big thing that you could be looking into. But all in all, of course, you have also a chance to prove to that is the world that, yeah, things go their way and things need to be pushed the way just you look into it. So, yes, Koboko couldn't pick that, and they have moved to another level. Yes, if you look at all these games that were played, yeah, Youngster also had a very good encounter, Pakwach Youngster, yeah. They also got to win their game. And then including also the team of Paida United also got a chance to win their game. I think theirs was 5 goals, and that is so good for Paida United. They also won, including Pakwach by the Youngster, also did a very tremendous job by winning also their games with a big goal margin. So they are, I think they are coming back. They are coming back. That's one big thing that you can talk about their progress. That is also coming very well for such a team. So I believe by the time they get to wherever they need to reach, they will be superb. They will be very okay to see that, yes, things go their way. But there are also still games that you could be talking about, because we did see also the team of Parombo Missions playing 0-0 with, that is, Padea Rising, because Padea Rising played on Friday, a game that had a lot of expectations, a lot of good game, and it's not really proving to be very well for them. So it's a good game, but still a lot of things that needs to be done right there. Total FC did beat the team of Nyangilia by 1-0. Total still has the pedigree, they have the ability, they have the players. They are still looking into how they can progress very well with the team. And indeed, it's one thing that is happening right now, and they are pushing slowly to where they want to be, of course, on the top, and that's one thing that we shall be. Of course, one of these days I will be hosting, that is the Total coach, to come and tell us what the progress is like and see whatever is there. He's called Mr. Pato. We'll be getting to him now. At the same time, Adjumani Town Council and the team of Kochi Urban was postponed because of 1 or 2 issues which have not yet gotten, but this game did not take place, and it was instead postponed due to 1 or 2 reasons right there. In the Nyagak zone, we did also see, yes, I did tell you, Pakwach Youngsters also went 5 goals to 1 past Okolo Central. Okolo is a team from Madi Okolo, yes, and this time around they had to travel all the way to Pakwach. Of course, some distance, which is not very far much, but they are closer that they can do this moment. So they went and played their game, and indeed they beat Okolo was beaten by 5 goals to 1. I did say something about Okolo Central. I think there is still that mind that needs to be twisted and changed and worked upon to see that this team can progress very well. And 2, I think there are still also people that the local community needs to come to the rescue of their team Give them the support so that they can perform to the expectation. Give them the support so that they can perform to where you want them to be. A few individuals, of course, still pushing hand here and there that they want really this team to progress. But still, you would see that even if after all the performances that come in there, the players need to take soap home. They need to do to be, of course, helped here and there. So it's so challenging. Without money, I don't think that you can always get in there. But of course, they are still trying their level best, and they are not doing well, by the way. They are in the relegation zone. So that means that Okolo Central needs to put in double effort, if possible, triple efforts, to see that they get the best out of this very league. It's not an easy league. It's a league that needs consistency. It's a league that needs hard work. It's a league that needs commitment. It's a league that needs probably you to be devoted and love whatever you're doing. And it's a league that needs togetherness or unity for you to progress or achieve whatever that you would really want to achieve, courtesy of the regional league, courtesy of your club, and see that things really need to work. So, yeah, unless that is done, Okolo Central can proceed and get the best. Not only that, you also did have a game between, of course, the team of Araka Football Club and BK City. Barakala is just close to Araka, and this time round, BK City lost the game by 1-0, and Araka won this game probably with a very narrow, slim win, and which has, of course, propelled them to see that they get in there. So it's a very good one. But at the other hand, Dramachako had to travel to Koboko and play Tipsa. Of course, Viper Lolo's team is still doing very well. I was on Saturday, I was with him, Dramachako, and told me a lot of things about it. He was telling me about how the team is shaping up, how he's trying to bring up the team, how the team is going to get ready. And indeed, he promised me that they are going to win this game. They won the game against the Tipsa Football Club after even all that they have done. The boys prepared well. The boys were ready to see that they featured. They needed to put every performance to the Class A, and indeed they won the game by 3-0. So it was so outstanding. It was so good for such a team to probably get in there. And I see Dramachako now yet getting to their momentum, getting to the top notch where they were last season, where they were to be last season. It was narrow escape that first round went on, but after there you couldn't see them probably progress well. But now it is the time for, that is, Dramachako Football Club maybe to show to the world that, yeah, it is what it is and it's what we can do. So this makes a very complete, of course, team to see that they go in right there. Now, if we leave that and get to, that is the FUFA Big League. Of course, a couple of games also took place, the actions in the game where you did see, of course, the team of Onduparaka Football Club getting, of course, 3 past, that is Blacks Power. We did see Paida Black Angels also getting into a narrow win, 1-0 against Kataka. It was a late one. It was a slim narrow win, of course. Then the team of Chiinda, our boys did beat Karo Karunji by 1-0. Buhimba, of course, Sensa did also beat team Arua Hill Sports Club by 2-0, whereas Maida Football Club beat team Busoga United by 1-0. And then in Tunga Saze, did have a very big game, and Gaddafi had to really beat them. So in this game, it was a tough one. But I want to say that the game that I watched was the Onduparaka Blacks Power game. Yes, a tough game it was, but of course the team at home had to shadow this because Blacks Power missed out on chances to reclaim, of course, the top spots in that is the FUFA Big League yet again yesterday. After, of course, falling 3-0 at Greenlight Stadium, the team is looking into how they should be working out a new style probably to get, because their next game is still against a West Nile entity. I'm talking about Blacks, the Blacks. So, of course, the Blacks will have to meet the Blacks. Now, Blacks Power will have to welcome the team of Paida Black Angels at, that is, Leader's Akibwa Stadium. Of course, that's where the game is going to be. And, of course, the Caterpillars got yesterday their goals through the captain, Yakini Rashid, in the 29th minute, of course, after putting them ahead. Then after the 75th minute, you did see William Gaba, who also doubled the lead. Later on, of course, Dominic Abonga, who came in as a substitute to, of course, make it 3 and see that this moment went on very well. So he tripled that with a very good moment in there. This makes, of course, now, this means that Onduparaka now moves to, that is 15 points, yeah, I should say. And they remain, of course, fourth on that is the position. And then, of course, despite having the same number of points with the Boma Football Club, and, of course, an even superior goal difference, Onduparaka are still going to be pushing so much right there. So it's a very, very big one. Whereas Nebi, by the Black Angels, yes, had a very, very good game yesterday after they were almost caught up by time, but they had to get onto, that is the score sheet, yet again to see that, yeah, it is the time. In the dying minutes, by the Black Angels had to get their goal and to make sure that they progress through to wherever they still needed to be. But still, it doesn't push them much because they still remain below the expected moment. But they're doing very well. 6th on the log is not a bad position in the FUFA Big League after playing 8 games that is the game. Now, of course, this is going to be so interesting to see, of course, how teams are preparing and making sure that things go rightly. Right now, as we talk, Calvary still leads the table with, of course, 17 points, and they are really, really having 5 goals. Gaddafi comes second after also having 17 points, but they have a game at hand, and they have 5 goals to their name. Then you have Blacks Power, that's still, even after losing, they have 8 games, and they are left 1 game at hand, they are 16 points, whereas Onduparaka comes fourth with 9 games also played, 15 points, and 4 goals to their name. Boma is with 15 points and 3 goals probably, I should say, and they are lying at number 5. Whereas by the Black Angels have played 8 games and they have 13 points. Probably to see that they are going to be playing, in case they play their 9th game and win, they can have, of course, 16 points to see that they leapfrog the team of Onduparaka right there. But they have, of course, 2 goals. Buhimba is at number 7 with 12 points, whereas you have the team of Chiinda Boys that also played yesterday, having, of course, 12 points, but they have -2 goals to their name. And number 9 is Chigezi Homeboys. Homeboys is 10 points, no goal, but they are at number 9. Kataka Football Club is at number 10 with 10 points, 4 goals negative. And then you have Karo Karunji at number 11 with 9 points. And they are also, of course, trying so much. Ntunga Saze is with 8 points after, of course, 8 games. They have so far won twice. Arua Hill Sports Club at number 13 with 9 games played, 7 points, of course, to their name, and -6 goals. And then you have Busoga United, that is 5 points, and they are 9 games clear. And then they have -5 goals in there. And then you have Maida Football Club, that also has 5 goals. And then they are -7 goals. So that's how exactly the rock bottom looks like. Probably teams like Ntunga Saze at number 12, 13 is Arua Hill Sports Club, number 14 is Busoga, and 15 is Mida. Need to work hard to see that they go away from the red zone. I'm talking about the relegation zone to survive all this. But it's still just 9 games, I should say, for other teams, and other teams just 8 games. So anything can still happen. It's still too soon to judge the, of course, the promotion, but still teams are doing very, very well. You won't get maybe surprised if you see all the West Nile teams also proceed, or you get at least 2 West Nile teams get into the Uganda Premier League. Of course, I would be very, very glad and very, very happy to see such a thing happen. But still, we don't know what exactly comes ahead, because the second round is still going to be there for more games, 15 of them. So you're playing a total of 30 games, and 30 games, you have so far played 9. So there's still a lot of homework to do, and that is where I can say that we really, really need to push in there. But of course, it was an outstanding performance from different teams in this game. Now, let's look at how, or which are the next games coming probably for, that is the upcoming games right in the FUFA Big League, as expected by 7th of this month, that we shall be getting to which team will be winning. Chigezi Homeboys will be tussling it against Chiinda Boys, and then that is on 7th, and then you have on 8th Blacks Power taking on by the Black Angels at Leaders famous ground. I'm talking about Kibwa Memorial Stadium. And then you have also the team of Boma FC playing against Buhimba Sensa. That game will be a very big one, probably like a derby in that Bunyoro region. And then you have the team of Busoga taking on Intunga Saze. The two are fighting for to go away from that is the relegation battle. And then there's Karo Karunji playing against Calvary Football Club. That's also going to be a very big encounter that will be coming there. Whereas Kataka Football Club will be taking on Nduparaka. This game will be in Mbale. Then you have the team of Buhimba that will also really work out for next game against, of course, the team of Black Spar. So all these games will be coming throughout, that is the games. We had the Uganda Premier League games that went on, and outstandingly, teams are really preparing very well, I can tell you, because if you look at how the teams are standing right now, they are doing tremendously well because of one or two things. In the Uganda Premier League, teams like Vipers and the rest came through on that is the 30th of this very month. Now on 30th, we did see Vipers with Chitara having 0-0 all draw. Chitara had to hold this team to a goalless draw. Then you did see Lugazi against Kampala Capital City Authority, KCCA, a game that ended 1-1. And you did see NEC Football Club beating Sports Club Villa by 2-1. Whereas Maroons Football Club played 0-0 all with, that is the team of Bull. Express in the due course also did beat Mbarara City by 3-1. Mbale Heroes beat team Bright Stars by 1-0. And UPDF, of course, 2-2 all with Police. And then Wachiso Giants lost to URA by 3-0. Those are some of the games that were played in the weekend. Of course, in the Uganda Premier League, very many are not following these games, but I can tell you the interesting games in there. Now, of course, Uganda Premier League will return on 4th again. That is going to be a Wednesday, where, of course, Bull will be taking on UPDF, whereas Police shall be taking on Wachiso Giants. Then you have Mbarara City that will have to welcome, of course, the team of Marunza, and then URA will be at home welcoming NEC Football Club, whereas Chitara Football Club will be welcoming the team of Mbale Heroes on 6th, and then on 6th, on the same 6th, Sports Club Villa will be taking on Lugazi, whereas you have the team of Bright Stars on 7th, welcoming Team Vipers Sports Club. That's KCCA also taking on Express Football Club, and then you will be having all those games wrap up. So those are some of the games in the Star Times Uganda Premier League that will be coming. So interestingly, you will be expecting a lot of things that can come in, and whatever that will have to change probably to see that things work their way. Not only that, there was a game that was, there was some athletics that went on yesterday, where you did see, of course, the woman herself, Megutu Alemu, who, of course, was the champion who won in there, but Stella Chesang also came into to win a very good marathon to see. She came second, though, but she was outstanding. And now, this time around, Chesang has broken the national marathon record at Valencia. That was yesterday, a very big one. Chesang clocked an impressive of around 2 minutes, 2 hours and 18 minutes, then 26 seconds. That came in their finishing second behind Ethiopia's Megutu, whom I did tell you that won the game yesterday, and who, of course, won it with a very good margin. Now, Chesang also shattered her, of course, previous best, I should say, 2 and 20 minutes. But this time round, she was really so close, becoming the first Ugandan woman to dip, of course, under that is the 220, of course, barrier that came through India. So it was outstanding, and indeed that's what went on. The first lady was Megutu or Alemu of Ethiopia, followed by Stella Chesang of course, Uganda. Then Tiruye Mesfin came through also to be the third, as from Ethiopia yesterday. Now, of course, in the men's category, you did see no Ugandan, of course, surpassing, but instead Sebastian Sawe of that is Kenya came through. Then Deresa Geleta of that is Ethiopia also came through. And then at the 3 forward, you had Daniel Matiako, who also really had a very impressive moment right there. So exactly, that's what happened that side of the athletics. But when we leave still athletics there, I can give you an update that today is going to be a very interesting game in what is called the basketball, and with a lot of expectations. Being a Monday, you have a lot of things that will be coming. Where, of course, Urani of Kenya will be taking on, of course, the KRS of Cape Verde. That game is going to be at 6 p.m. For those who are following, Nairobi City Thunder of Kenya will also be in action against City Oilers, who have been, of course, a very big one. Now, the City Oilers will have to face this team in the semi-finals of, that is the Basketball Africa League. That will be coming there. You can call it the BAL, or in short, BAL. That game is going to be on action. So we're expecting our City Oilers to do, because this is the Elite 16 East Division moment that will be coming today. So we are expecting, because aiming at that is a very good coveted spot in, that is the 2025 Basketball Africa League that is coming in there. So we're expecting this to do, and that's why the City Oilers are doing well, because they have secured at least second place in Group B to see that they qualified after a narrow 78-75 overturn that they came out. They lost to Burundi's Uranian in, that is their final group game on Sunday. They had a very good one, but this still gives them a chance to see that they progress right there. Now, despite already qualifying for, that is the semi-finals, following the victorious over, that is South Sudanese Foxbok basketball, they have really done a lot. And Zambia's also Matero Magic has also come on board to see that things go really their way. But all in all, I can tell you that it's going on well, and this is a very good one, because they have been ensured that they topped the group league and faced the potential less challenged opponents in there. So, yeah, a very big one. But of course, their defeat now pits them against a formidable Kenya side, because they couldn't really surpass whatever they expected to be on top, but they came in as a second. So they will be against Nairobi City Thunders, who of course topped the Group A with an unblemished record, I should say, because they went unbeaten over 3 wins, defeating MBB of course, South Africa, Kerio Star of Cape Verde, and then, of course, Brave Hearts of Malawi. They all had these moments. In their game against, of course, Uranani, of course, the City Oilers started a strong team, yes, leading, and first 2 quarters, they were impressive. They had everything. They were already on form, 230 to 13, then 20 to 13, 21 to 13. That was a very good one, but a very good comeback from that is Jean Jaquo Boise, who also had moments to see that they needed to put in there. So Boise, who of course managed just 7 points in, that is the first half, yes, ignited the rally and pushed a lot of things. So all those are some of the local scene games that I can tell you that have really, really worked out. And yeah, it's still a very, very big one. So we are waiting to see what exactly can come in there. But before we get to that, I'm coming back to give you still a tip about one more referee who, of course, was a former referee who believes football administrators are to be blamed for the growing habit of match fixing in Uganda. I'll be coming back to discuss about that, because it's so interesting. This is a referee who has been banned for life in Uganda because of match fixing. I'll be coming back to give you all those updates on what he says, what exactly thinks, and at the same time give you some of the actions that went on during the weekend in the European nights, in the Spanish La Liga, in the English Premier League, in the German Netherlands Eredivisie. You have the Scudettos, you have the Premier Liga, that are all right into, that is the file or in the program to be given up to you. And then in the championship, you did also see a couple of games that went through. What about other leagues that have also gotten to be played? A very good afternoon. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll be getting to all those to summarize.